going? It is Wednesday, April 29th. It's the wee hours of the morning. Let's go over yesterday in the stock market. It was quite a volatile day, interesting day. Been working on the Google Sheets stock ticker application. If you would like access to this, I'm selling a subscription and you can check it out and see what I'm doing. Here's what we're doing. We're going through every single stock that we can. I have notes on 3% of the list of the NASDAQ and the NYSE, and I have categorized um, by sector 20% of them so far as we go every day. It will take a month or so to get through all of them, but it's a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about what happened yesterday and how this looks, and what all these colors mean, and what all the percentages mean, and everything. So let's go. Biggest winners of the day, 40% almost. Marlin Business Services Corp. Let me tell you about today. Today was a day where the overwhelming sentiment, from which you can see here in the percentages and the companies that won, a lot of them anyway, was we're getting over a hump and we feel like we're going to open up and sort of get some semblance of normalcy and do things like we used to do for our entire lives. We might open up, right? So things like the airlines went up. Specialty retail stores that have been closed that are expected to open are opening up. Enzo Biochem, which is a testing company I've been talking about, they had a huge day, 26th best. This list, by the way, is not inclusive of all companies. I do not have things like REITs, real estate investment trusts. I don't have companies that are based in foreign countries that I don't know anything about. Pull them all out of here. This is more like an American-based look at the market, simply because that's where we are. We're kind of nation bound lately as they close all the borders anyway. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this list. It's not everything. So as you go down, Harley Davidson goes up. Um, these are all gainers over 10%. There's some oil in here, but I was interested to see how many airlines. So this is all colored over here now. And I made this purplish color for the airlines. And you'll see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 airlines over 10%. And I didn't even go further and categorize more. That's pretty interesting. Let me show you how you can sort for that and then look at the industry as a whole using this application. So if you want to filter just by a sector, once they're all done, which they're not all done yet, but the ones in the top are done. Here are some Hawaiian, not just Hawaiian, but other airlines and how they did today and what their market caps are. You can bring them into pace. You can see that all the airlines have been following a very similar trend. It's interesting to look at the market because the market is, run by big hedge funds and algorithms that are automatically trading based on information and taking samples of the market as not to miss out on the winners, but you're still going to have some losers too. So look at all these graphs totally following each other. Like if you're in any one of these stocks, you're basically going on the same trend. So they all sneak up today, 18, 17 to, all the way up to 8%. These are 7 airlines. Now, what does this mean for why? They're getting this bump because, okay, we think maybe we'll start getting back to normal. In my opinion, way too early to try to get in on any of this. These are small to mid caps. Look at United here at 27 a share. There's a ways to go down here if we don't fly. And what I'm concerned about is, have we really thought about what it means when we open up, and is it going to be worse than we think? Like, there was a reason we shut down to begin with, but now we've all got cabin fever and we're like, I don't care anymore. We're going to get out. We're going to live some life. And I understand that I have those human urges too. And I agree that we're going to kind of do that. I think we're also going to not realize how bad it is to be sick with this virus and how scared most of us will become to spread it, to pick it up, and the way that we're going to act, because it's going to start spreading and we're going to start seeing it in more places. And you're not going to be able to escape it until we have a treatment, which I don't think comes around until August. So from now until August, I see tremendous uncertainty and wavering back and forth. And anybody who's rebounding on these companies today, I think it's so way too soon to do that because we haven't even solved the problem yet. with the vaccine or cure, let alone understand how we're going to deal as we open up. So what makes me think is, any of these companies that are going up that have significant value that I think are going to face significant headwinds in the next several months, I'd probably buy puts on them or, short them or whatever, right? Because they're going to go lower. Carnival. Who's going to get on a cruise anytime soon? Maybe some teenagers, maybe some college kids, but they don't have money for a cruise anyway. The entire demographic of the cruise industry is older people who now, put that down there and see what happens. Carnival's up 11% today. I know they got serious investment from like the Saudis or somebody, so that they're trying not to fail. They're $10 billion market cap. They have some huge boats. Nobody wants to get on them right now because it's too scary. I know that's flatlining, but they're probably going to go lower over the next few months, because how is anyone going to book a cruise until there's a total cure? I mean, bad times, bad times. I just don't see it, and it's going to be, to get caught up in the we're reopening fever is something that we have to watch. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Death is a powerful thing. Gap, right? Gap up 10%. Dude, Gap's going down. You can buy a put on Gap at 8.50 or $8. They're going down in the next month for like a 30-day or 60-day. Absolutely, because even if we open up, the stores aren't going to be packed, and so we'll open up the malls, we'll open up things. They'll be sparsely populated. The sales will be down, and then there will be more news of more breakouts and people getting sick and people getting scared again, and like mutations in the virus and finding out how the virus does other bad things to your body, not just rip apart your lungs, but other tissue. I mean, we already know this. Kids are coming up with weird symptoms. People in their 30s and 40s are getting strokes and having them clot in odd manners. This is a terrible virus. Terrible virus. It's going to scare us all into submission until we have a cure. I really think so. So you go down on this. Dillard's going down. I don't think consumer discretionary multi-line retail. If you're not Walmart or Target or you're doing online business, you are in big trouble. So let's talk about good things though. Here's Delta Airlines also up. Look at that. That's an airline. Delta Airlines. So all the airlines went up today. I don't see that as being a long-term trend because we don't know what's going to happen. So let's talk about things that are alternatives right now. It's not really necessarily good things, but I hate to say it. So Beyond Meat. Now they are the Impossible Burger people, I believe. Put them on top here. They make the meat alternative, plant-based burgers and stuff. I've had them. They're pretty good. I can't really make them very well. Every time I try to like make some burgers, they don't come out as good as when I get them at a restaurant. So, but they have other products too. So we have a serious situation with the meat packing industry, the food supply in general. Not only do you have workers working in really close contact in these meat plants, and of course contracting coronavirus and spreading it because you're all close together. But what about that getting into the food supply? What about animals contracting it? I know a dog contracted it today. I know cats can contract it. Is there any reason that cows can't contract it? Do we have even done studies on this yet? As soon as you get that stuff in the food supply, it can have bad impacts on your digestive system. That's one way to take this stuff in. I think you're one coronavirus tainted breakout from this Beyond Meat stock skyrocketing as we all look for alternatives that are not made in the way we're making meat, because it seems to be a problem. So I'm not an anti-meat person, but I'm scared that the meat supply is going to run into trouble and we're going to have no alternative. It's going to be that thing where everybody has their story about their Beyond Meat experience, because everybody goes and tries their simulated chicken or their simulated burger or whatever it is. It's okay. Welcome to the 21st century where we chemically make things out of plant matter because it's tougher to get meat. So this is a $100 stock. They're getting a $6 billion market cap. Percent traded. Oh, we need to go back a day to see how much it traded yesterday. But you can see that It was actually, wow, way up all the way back at the beginning. That's interesting. So it can get there. Yeah, I think they're a great call right now. Like $100 call on Beyond Meat is a good plan for the next 60 days. Easy. Like what are we going to do when we have trouble with the meat? I mean, Trump can try to have a directive, use the Defense Authorization Act to push meat plants to stay open. It's not going to stop the meat from getting tainted and the people from getting sick, if doing things in that manner still cause that problem. So just suffering through it is not a solution, and I think people will also try alternatives. So there you go. That's one you can definitely pick up right now. What lost today? Or yesterday, I should say. Things that lost badly. GNC. Okay, so GNC follows, although they're worth almost nothing now. That's why. So they were already super struggling anyway. So it doesn't matter if things are opening up; they're still going down. But I see stuff like this, like 20% drops in a lot of those consumer discretionary companies that I was talking about before that had bumps today. Went up. Senior Living Corporation. Yes. So your assisted living homes. It's interesting personal stories about this is I have relatives and I know friends that have parents that are of that age that have paid $9,000 a month and upwards to live in these assisted living facilities. They also have other homes, like a second home somewhere else. They are staying at their second homes, if at all possible, and not staying in the facility because of the spread and the shared air problem. This is the problem. You got shared air from room to room as stuff gets circulated, so the virus is airborne, the virus gets into everybody. And plus you have community meetup areas where the people go into the same room and talk and play cards and watch television, and they share breath that way. So what's your solution to this? The answer is there isn't one. They're going to continue to spread it, and we also have people that need care that we aggregate together. So we're either going to have people staying in more solitary confinements, which is depressing. We need communication as human beings. We're going to have to eventually get vaccine, obviously, vaccine and cure. But as for right now, nobody wants to go, and I would imagine reservations at these types of places are going to go down as people are scared. Like you go in there and you don't come out, and this is trouble. So I understand why that's a loss. Sage stores, they were a big winner the day before, I think. It's funny. Way down. See this consumer discretionary specialty retail. I expect to see a lot of these on the big downswing. Also some insurance you got to watch out for. That's another issue, is people paying off insurance policies because of what's going on. Elway Foods, I don't know I remember them going up a while ago, actually. No, I don't have notes on them, though. Biotech. I don't know. Just a little concerned, a little tentative what's going on. What about companies that I have in here that I say to invest in? Tesla had a down day, which means they're down 769. They dropped below. I say their target low is 500 and up 1,000. But if they keep dropping, buy them because they're just going to go back up. Walmart, tiny down day, right? Change, yeah, not too bad. Abbott Labs had a bad day. Don't know why that happened. YTS had a good day. AB down. Yeah, ENZ had a great day. Netflix down. Look at Netflix continue to go down there. I watch Netflix drop. I think making a put on Netflix is like a put at 400 on Netflix for sure. They're going down. They're just overvalued. There's just not, like I said in a video previously. There's just not enough of a barrier to entry that they've created to prevent other people from streaming services. This line right there, it should be flattening like that. Like they don't have that type of exponential growth. Plus, they're gonna have a problem making new content right now the way things are going, right? Oh man, it's a mess. So 177 billion. Like I always said, are they really half of Walmart? I don't think so. Walmart. No, is that wrong? Walmart, where are you? Just WOT, yeah, okay. Walmart just more stable here. And also cheaper share price. Look at all this wavering because people are realizing that everyone's going to use a Walmart here during this and this the value of what they have and their locations. So I know it's a long video. Anything in here of note craziness wise? Obviously ENZ and the testing platform. I still want them to prove it. They're at 322. I said they were buy between 240 and 260. They've been crushing it. And so has LYTS making the screens for social distancing, your screen usage at your gas stations, your pharmacies. That another good day. They should continue to go up in a nice line. I feel like they're going to hit over 7 a share by August after they report. They have a dividend coming too, I think. So I think it's like a 5-cent dividend. I know they're only a microcap, but they're going to get business. And we'll see what this chart pops up looking like. But you can see that when people are realizing the social distancing is taking off, you'll see what happens to their stock price. It gets a lot sturdier. If it will open up in a second. It's coming. We'll come back to it. Is there anything else here? Anything by percent of watch price that's interesting? Abbott Labs because it dropped. And testing's insanity. There's still going to be crazy testing. So, yeah, I mean they're a nice pickup tomorrow. Especially if they drop below 90. Oh God, definitely do it. Microsoft, YTS, like I told you, because they're going to hit a target price really at 7. So you can buy them at 6 now, but there's a dividend, so that makes it a little weird. But yeah, you can buy them. Amazon, I think they're going to flatline around this 2,300 for a little while because there's just too much going on. Google went down and 1250 because they already went up to 1233. So they're still at 99% of the ceiling price. So watch that. I mean, it's not really ready for it yet. And yeah, Walmart's still a good buy. 128 because they should be going to 150. So I do like this look better. You can see it. It's Tesla then Walmart, but Walmart's a lot less expensive. And then Abbott also. So, anything else? I don't know. It's a complicated world. There's a lot going on, and I think we're just in this period of uncertainty. And unfortunately, I think we're going to get hit with a health reality over the next few weeks to remind us why the world went into lockdown. Because right now, we are fed up with it, and there's a lot of I just don't care. I got to be human, and we're all humans, so we all have that tendency to do that. But our value of human life as we see its impacts on people we know, I think is going to change our mind and get us into lockdown, sort of, or total crazy precautions again until there's a cure, until like August and beyond. So that's my update for the stock market today. We will watch it and we will talk about it tomorrow.